So principle of conservation of linear momentum. What is the meaning of this term linear momentum? The term linear momentum means objects are moving in a straight line. And what is the meaning of conservation? The term here conservation means something which does not change. So what is the conservation principle of momentum? It states that the sum of momentum before collision is equals to sum of momentum after collision. What does it mean? Like example, and it is relating the collision between the particle, two objects are colliding with each other. Example, you have two objects. The momentum of object A, example, this is a momentum, not the speed. It is 5 kilogram meter per second, means the product of mass and velocity is 5. And another object is having a momentum of 2 kilogram meter per second. That is before their collision. So before collision, their momentum, object A is having example a momentum of 5, object B is having a momentum of 2. So what is the total momentum before collision? The sum of the momentum before collision for two objects before they collide. So that will be equal to 5 plus 2. So the total momentum before collision will be 7 kilogram meter per second. When these objects collide with each other, they hit each other, they changes their velocities, means they changes their momentums, and after they hit each other, their velocities will change, their momentum will change. Example, the momentum of object A is say 3 kilogram meter per second and object B is now 4 kilogram meter per second. So what is the total momentum after collision? So the total momentum after collision for two objects, when we add them, so it will be 3 plus 4, that is equals to 7 as well. So what is the conservation of momentum state? A state when two objects collide or whenever there is a collision between the object, the total momentum, the sum of the momentum of two objects after collision will be same as sum of momentum before collision is same as sum of momentum after collision. And what is the condition? That there should be no external force. What does it mean, no external force? Like there should be no friction, there should be no air resistance, there is no force which try to stop these particles. So when two objects are colliding, the total momentum before collision is same as the total momentum after collision, which is also known as principle of linear momentum. Is it clear, the concept of conservation principle? So all these explosion and collision follow when explosions are there or collisions are there, they all follow the conservation of linear momentum. Example, what happened in explosion? Example, this is an object which is initially at rest, or this is explosive material which is initially at rest. So what is the momentum right now for this object which is at rest, not moving, which is having zero speed? What is the initial momentum? So speed is zero. What about momentum? The initial momentum will be 0 as well. So initial momentum will be 0 kilogram meter per second. So when this thing explode, when it break up or it explode, it will break up into fragment parts. So if one of the part is moving towards right, the other part will move towards left. So when it explode into two fragments, like example A and B, so the momentum of side A example, it is 4 kilogram meter per second. And momentum of side B will also be 4 kilogram meter per second. But because they are in opposite direction when it explodes, so if one of them is positive, the other one will be negative. So when we calculate the final momentum after explosion, the final momentum when it explodes, initially it was 0 because it is at rest. So initial momentum is 0 kilogram meter per second. The final momentum, one of the side is having +4, another one is -4. So +4 -4, the final momentum will always be 0. That's why whenever something explodes, it does not explode that all the particles will move in one direction. When something explodes, if some particle move towards right, other particles will move towards left. And why? To conserve the momentum. Because the initial momentum is 0, so the final momentum should also be 0. Is it clear, this example? That in an explosion, because the momentum is conserved, that's why if the initial is 0, the final should also be 0. And how a final momentum can be 0? If one of the side is moving towards right, the other side must move towards left, so that the result will be 0. Why the final should be 0? Because the initial is 0. According to conservation of the momentum, the total momentum should be conserved. So if the total momentum is conserved, initial and final should have the same value. So if before it explodes, that is before the explosion, so before the explosion it is not moving, it is at rest. That's what initially the momentum is 0 kilogram meter per second. Now when it explodes into fragment, so after explosion, what happens if one of the fragment is moving towards right, the other should move towards left with the same momentum. Why? Because the final according to conservation of momentum, the initial momentum, according to this law of conservation of momentum, the initial momentum should be equal to the final momentum. So if the initial momentum is 0, the final momentum should also be 0. And how a final momentum can be 0? So when the explosion occurs, if one of the fragment is moving with a momentum of 5 meter per kilogram meter per second, the other fragment will also move with a momentum of 5 meter per second, 5 kilogram meter per second. But because they are in opposite directions, so if one of them is positive, the other one will be negative. So what will be the total final momentum? So the total final momentum will be +5 -5, which is 0 kilogram meter per second. And what was the initial momentum? That was already 0. So according to conservation of momentum, we can explain the explosion. So when something explodes, if one of the part is moving towards right, the other part should move in opposite direction so that its momentum will be conserved. Is it clear now? And because momentum is a product of mass and velocity, so example, if it explodes into two fragments, if the mass of that fragment is small, it will move at a high speed. And the one which is having more mass, it will move at a slower speed, but the momentum will be same. I will give example. Say this B was 1 kilogram and A is 5 kilogram. So we want the final momentum of B to be 5. So how it can be 5? So mass is 1 and its speed should be 5. So 1 multiplied by 5. So its momentum will be 5 kilogram meter per second. But for A, it's having more mass. Its mass is 5, so its speed should be smaller. So 5 multiplied by 1, what we get, we'll also get 5 kilogram meter per second. So the main idea is that when explosion occur, when something explode, the part which is having a less mass will move faster, and the part which is having a more mass will move slower. But when we multiply their mass and velocity, we'll get the same number because the momentum is conserved. So momentum is always conserved. Even you can see in a firework, when a firecracker explodes, what you see, what kind of pattern you see this kind of pattern. There's a regular pattern you see when the firecracker explode. Have you noticed this? When the cracker explode, it explode in all the direction, like the particles come out in all the direction. Fireworks, maybe you have seen this. So what is the reason why the fragments of the firework or the firecracker move in all the direction? Because initially the firecracker, overall it is at initial momentum is 0. So when it explodes, the final momentum should also be 0. If the one of the fragment is moving up, the other should move toward down. If one is moving right, the other will move towards left. If one is making certain angle, the other should also make certain angle so that they can cancel out each other and the final momentum will be 0 as well. Is it clear, this example of a firecracker? To everyone? So you can see here, as these fragments are coming out, if one of the fragment, and there are a lot of fragments, like we are just taking some of them, but in practical there are a lot of fragments. So when they are coming out, when it explode, you can see this one, when it explode, if one of the fragment is moving towards right, the other will move towards left. If one is moving up, the other will move down. Why? To conserve the momentum. Same thing, conservation of momentum also occur. So it occurred in explosion, it occurred in collision. Even when we fire the bullet, by using a gun, that also follows the conservation of momentum. How it follows the conservation of momentum? Example, this is a gun. And there's a bullet inside. Now, a bullet is at rest, the bullet is not moving, as well as the gun is stationary. So what is the initial momentum? If it is stationary, the initial momentum is 0 kilogram meter per second because it is not moving. So when a person fires the shell, so what will happen? You can observe this thing. If the bullet is moving towards right, the gun will move towards left. Why it happened like this? Because if initial momentum is 0, the final momentum should also be 0 meter per second, 0 kilogram meter per second. So how the final momentum is 0 as well? So if the bullet is coming out with a momentum of example 40 kilogram meter per second, the gun will also recoil or move backward with the same momentum, which is 40 kilogram meter per second. If bullet momentum is positive, the gun momentum will be negative, and the final momentum will be plus 40 and minus 40. That's why it will be 0 kilogram meter per second. So whenever a person fires a shell or use a gun to fire the bullet, the gun always recoil or gun always move backward. Why? Because it conserves the momentum. A bullet is having a small mass. So if a bullet is having a small mass, it will move faster. Gun is having more mass, so it will move backward with a slower speed. Is it clear, this concept of firing a shell or a bullet by using a gun related to conservation of the momentum? Any doubt in this part? So these are some examples related to conservation of momentum. Same way, the rocket propulsion, the movement of the rocket. So in case of rocket propulsion, it is also following a conservation of the momentum. How a rocket is also following a conservation of the momentum? Because it burned the fuel is burned. So this is a rocket, initially stationary. So when we launch the rocket, it burns the fuel. So when it burns the fuel, the exhaust gases, because when the rocket is stationary and it is having a fuel inside, it is initially at rest. So if it is initially at rest, it means it is not moving. So what is the initial momentum? The initial momentum is 0 kilogram meter per second. So what should be the final momentum when the rocket is launched? The final momentum should also be 0. So how the final momentum can be 0? So when the rocket burns the fuel, the rocket moves upward. The rocket is moving upward and the burned fuel, the exhaust gases are coming down. So if the upward momentum example is 5 kilogram meter per second, the exhaust gases which are coming out by the burning of the fuel, that will also have the same momentum but in opposite direction. So if one of them is positive, the final one, the other one will be negative. So when we calculate the final momentum, the final momentum is plus 5 minus 5, which is also 0 kilogram meter per second. Is it clear, this example of the rocket propulsion? So you can see here, this is about the rocket propulsion. As you can see, this is a SpaceX rocket. So if this rocket is launched, because initially it was at rest, so if initial momentum is 0, the final momentum should also be 0. So as the rocket is launched, you can see the rocket is moving upward and the exhaust gases which is released due to the combustion of the fuel are moving downward. They will have the same momentum. If the momentum of the rocket is 10 kilogram meter per second, the momentum of the exhaust gases should also be 10 kilogram meter per second. But when we take the total momentum of this system, the total momentum is plus 10 minus 10. So total momentum will be 0 kilogram meter per second. So these are some examples related to conservation of the momentum. Hope you have you understand this concept of the conservation of momentum. So conservation of the momentum is there when objects are colliding with each other or objects are exploding. They always have conservation of momentum. I just explained the idea for each of them. The rocket propulsion. Now this question, an air pistol fire a pellet here means like a small um, stone, can also be refers to pellet, but that's the small pellet is there in the gun. What is the motion of air pistol? So there is an air pistol, a gun. It fires a pellet. The pellet is moving in this way towards example forward. Which direction gun will recoil and with what speed? What could be the right answer? The speed at, they will have the same momentum, but keep in mind the mass of the pellet is small and mass of the gun is more. So what will happen to the gun, this air pistol, and with what speed it will move? So air pistol will move backward with a speed less than the pellet. So B will be the right answer. Now some questions related to conservation of the momentum. In this question, a stationary car with a mass of 50 kg is colliding with a moving car of mass 200 kg. The car with the passenger has a mass of 200. It's moving in a straight line and it's traveling at a speed of 2.5. When it hits the stationary empty car, the mass of the empty car is 50 kg. And keep in mind, whenever two objects are colliding, the total momentum before collision is equals to total momentum after collision. After collision, the empty car moves forward with 4 meters per second. For the car with passenger, determine the momentum when it is traveling at 2.5 meters per second. So first part they are asking what is the momentum of this car when it was moving at 2.5. So momentum is a product of mass and velocity. 2.5 multiplied by 200 multiplied by 2.5 because it is mass into velocity. So we'll get the momentum is 500 kilogram meter per second. Is it clear, the first part? Then the second part, we need the speed and the direction of the passenger car. We need the speed and direction of this passenger car after the collision. And they mention the speed of this empty car after the collision is 4 meter per second. So whenever two objects are colliding with each other, the total momentum before collision is equals to the total momentum after collision. That is the formula. Whenever two objects are colliding with each other, the total momentum before collision is equals to total momentum after collision. Before they collide with each other, what is the momentum of this car? It was stationary. So what is the initial momentum? 0. Plus, what was the momentum? Because total momentum means the addition of the momentum. What is the momentum of the second car? Momentum, not the velocity. Momentum before collision, before they collide with each other. They didn't. The momentum of this first car is 0 kilogram meter per second before, and the momentum of this car, it was 2.5 into 200, which is 500. 2.5 is the speed. I'm talking about the momentum because the total momentum means the product of mass and velocity. So that is 500. So before they collide, in momentum of first object was 0 and momentum of second object is 500. That is before collision. After collision, this car was moving. Now it is not stationary. After they collide with each other, this car was moving with 4 meters per second. So what is the momentum after collision? 5 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 50, that's equal to 200. Momentum because it is total momentum. Momentum means the product of mass and velocity. The mass is 50 and the velocity is 4. So 50 multiplied by 4, that's 200. Plus, what is the momentum of this object? The second car, that we don't know, because we have to find that speed. So example, after the collision, its speed is v. So what will be the momentum here? It will be 200 multiplied by v. Or you can also solve, you can find the momentum after collision for this car x. So when we solve, it will be 500 is equals to 200 plus x, or x is equals to 300. So x is equals to 300, that is the momentum, but they're not asking for momentum. What they're asking for speed. How to get the speed from momentum? Momentum is equals to mass multiplied by momentum for this car, the passenger car, after the collision is 300. The mass of the passenger car is 200 and the velocity or speed is unknown. This 200 is multiplied, other side it will divide. So it will be 300 divided by 200. What we get? We'll get as 1.5. So speed at which this car will move after the collision, that will be equal to 1.5. And what about the direction? Because we are getting a positive answer. So if we are getting a positive answer, it means it is in the same direction as original, or it is towards left. If you are getting a negative answer, it means, yeah, you can mention same direction, you can mention original motion, you can mention towards left as well. Is it clear, this question? So whenever two objects are colliding, we always use conservation of the momentum, that the total momentum before is equals to total momentum after collision. In the next part, object A with a mass of 2.4, object B, it is at rest. So it is 0 meter per second. After collision, A and B stick together and move with the same speed. So A and B have the same speed. This is 2.4, this is 1.2. The momentum of block A before the collision, before it collide, only for A, it will be 2.4 multiplied by 3, that's equal to 7.2 kilogram meter per second. Then we need the velocity. So when they are asking for velocity, we will use conservation of momentum. Momentum before, the total momentum before collision is equals to the total momentum after the collision. So momentum before collision for A, it will be 2.4 multiplied by 3, that's equal to 7.2. And for B, 1.2 multiplied by 0, so that is 0. And after collision, for A, it is 2.4 into V. And for B also, it is 1.2 into V, because mass is 1.2 and the speed is same. Part A, as you can see, Abdullah, it is written momentum of only block A. So momentum having a formula that momentum is equals to mass multiplied by velocity. The mass of A is 2.4 and the velocity, it is moving at 3. So 2.4 into 3, that is equals to 7.2. And momentum before collision is equals to momentum after collision. So the momentum before collision for A it is 7.2 and for B it is 0. So 7.2 plus 0. And after collision for A it is 2.4 V and for B it is 1.2 V. Why? Because mass is 2.4 and the speed is V. And for B the mass is 1.2 and the speed is V. So when we solve this part, the mathematical equation, so 7.2 plus 0, that is 7.2, and 2.4 V plus 1.2 V, so that is equals to 3.6 V. We'll add them because 2.4 V plus 1.2 V, that's 3.6. 3.6 is multiplied, other side it will divide, so it will be 7.2 divided by 3.6. What we get? We will get 2 meter per second. Is it clear? The second part? The total momentum before collision is same as total momentum after collision. So we'll add the momentum of two objects before they collide with momentum after collision, and we just solve to get the V. From where I got the momentum after collision, as you can see here, object A is having a mass of 2.4 and it is moving with the speed of V. So what is the momentum? Momentum is a product of mass and velocity. So mass of A is 2.4 and velocity is V, so it will be 2.4 V. For object B, the mass is 1.2 and it is also moving with the velocity V, so it is 1.2 V. And what is the total momentum of objects after collision? That's 2.4 plus 1.2. Is it clear, this part? It is given in the question. As you can read the question, they mention that after the collision, A and B stick together and move with the velocity V. So they stick together, they combine together, and they are moving with the same velocity. They mention in the question. So this was about the conservation of the momentum. In the next session, we'll do more questions related to conservation. Any question related to the class today? So I'll end the session and share this recording with you.